Hey everyone, Sheldon here, and in this video I'm just going to be showing you some of the progress I've made on a paper table I've been working on for about 2.5 months. You can see I made a blueprint for it. This is kind of what I'm going for here. I actually made a table like this out of wood when I was about 12 years old, so now I'm taking that and using it as a reference, and I'm making one out of paper. I drew this out using a pencil in my drafting table, and at some point I'll show you guys how I do that. And that applies to just drawing blueprints in general. If you don't have like CAD software and stuff, it can be very helpful to learn how to draw them by hand with easy accessible tools. So basically the whole table is based off of 2x4s. So here's one that's completed. This is a paper 2x4. It's several layers of paper thick, and I actually milled the side surface to get it nice and smooth on both sides. So it is exactly 3.5 inches wide. So a 2x4 isn't exactly accurate with the size of a real 2x4 because of the width of the saw blade when they cut the material into the finished board shapes. Meaning in actuality they call a wooden 2x4 a 2x4 when really it's actually 3.5 by 1.5 inches roughly. And I have two more here, and this one is going to be the same size as this one, and I am actually making them a little bit wider than they need to be and a little bit longer, just overall bigger in all directions. That way when I use the milling machine I can have some extra material to cut off so I can get a nice smooth finish. And this one back here is a little harder to make because it's longer. So I've been using A4 paper for this section here and then normal letter paper for this section right here. And I'm actually building these 4 layers at a time. So I just fold over a sheet of paper once, then fold over another one, and then glue those together, and then I have 4-layer panels. And then I just stagger between the long one and the short one, just like bricks. So the long part covers over the seam of the previous layer, and I just keep doing that until I reach the desired thickness. So you can actually see those seams right there. And it's not actually a weak point, it's actually stronger because for each one of those I take super glue and apply it along that seam so it's extra strong. And I've actually been to the library several times to print off documents to just use for this project. So I like to use recycled paper, and that's the only way I can do it right now. And they do have recycling bins there too, and sometimes if they have papers in them, then I'll just ask them if I can use them for a project, and they usually say yes. So since these have corners to them, I think it looks pretty cool. I might add a slight chamfer so it's not an exact corner like that, but for right now I'm thinking this will look even cooler than if it has chamfers on it because it looks very precise and exact. I am also using waterproof wood glue to make these boards along with Elmer's glue all, so it's kind of like a 50-50 ratio of a mixture of those two types of glue. So if water spills on here, it should be waterproof, but I am going to coat it when it's completely finished with some polyurethane. So just to give you some perspective on how much paper it takes to actually make just one of these boards, this board right here is roughly 1,300 sheets of paper. So this one's going to be the same. This one, it should be the same because I'm using the A4 paper also, which makes it a little bit longer. And to make the entire project, it's going to be roughly 18,000 sheets of paper. And that's just a mathematical calculation. So taking into account the thickness of the glue and stuff, it might be a little bit less. But really these boards are very simple shapes, but they just take a while to actually get to the desired thickness that I need. And when these two boards here are finished, I'm going to need 12 more. So yeah, it's going to take a while, but it'll be well worth it, and it will definitely be one of a kind. And when it comes time to actually assemble these boards together into the finished product, I'm debating whether or not I should use wood screws or possibly just drill some holes and then use some metal cross pin reinforcement dowel rod type things, and I think that would look really cool and it would be very strong. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because I just need to make the boards first. So thanks for watching this update video on my paper table, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below or in a personal message. And be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see all the latest updates, and I'll see you guys in the next video.